All right, so imagine that you have a lot of different database tables out there, and almost always when you pull reports, you always join, let's say, three tables, always, because it just goes along very, very well together. And you rarely or ever just look at one table. You always group or join three tables and you like to look at it. In those cases, there's this concept of views table. So I'll put a link below the video that you can read on how you can create views, where you don't have to do those join statements over and over and over again. You can just use the view table. But anyway, I think this is on the borderline of must to know and nice to know. I think it's actually more on the side of the nice to know, not in the must to know. But I introduce it here because as you go into Stack Overflow or as you talk to other developers, they may mention view tables. And if you don't know what the view tables are, it may lower your confidence or you may know what they're talking about. So I wanted to introduce it in this course while you're still level 1, level 2. It's not a difficult concept, so just go in and read about it, be familiar with it. But just know that a lot of web developers don't really use view tables that much. If you're more of the business analyst and you're using a lot of data to analyze, I can see how view tables can be very, very handy because it, lessens the amount of SQL queries you have to write. It makes it more concise. But for web developers, I don't really use view tables all that much. So again, that's why I think it's in the nice to know, something that you could be familiar with, but we're not going to go too much into depth at all on how to create the view table, how to use it, some of the performance, criteria or things to look at. We're not going to look into that. You can look into that later if you happen to use view tables later on.